Hello, I'm Pam Carruthers of Healing Stars. This is a chart for the full moon 22nd of July 2013, set for London at 7:15 p.m. British Summer Time. Now the Sun only just into the sign of Leo over here, opposite the Moon, which is again only just moved into the sign of Aquarius for that full moon. This full moon obviously came after the birth of the new prince, the royal baby, much anticipated. And actually the baby is a Cancerian, and the moon in his chart is in Capricorn. And when he was born with Scorpio rising. Now, the Sun, every year, full moon in Leo, is all about royalty and sovereignty. And it's our inner Sun, the Leo energy. It's our personal power, our creativity, our leadership. It's where we've come to shine and play. Leo is the lion, the cat, and cats play. It's fun, it's warm, it's creative. Wherever it is in your chart, this full moon will be stimulated by this energy. Mercury has just moved forward. Hooray! But it's still going across the part of the sky, which is called its shadow. So you might have noticed communication problems are still arising. Also, the Grand Trine, which you can see in blue, big blue lines in this chart, is super boosted by Mars, very close to Jupiter, in the sign of Cancer. And that Grand Trine theme has been going on for a few weeks now, and it will continue because these planets, some of them move quite slowly. Jupiter, however, is moving fairly fast at this time. Now, the Aquarius is all about people. It's all about alliances and groups, collaborations and teamwork. So how we can work as a team to increase our creative energy and balance an ego, which the Sun in Leo could have, possibly. The Grand Trine, because it's got Mars energy now, is really boosted. It's really asking us to do big things, have big dreams, create a big vision. And that comes from focusing, and it comes from goal setting. Now, the Sun's in Leo, that's an extremely good time to do that in a creative manner. However, and often there is a however, the Sun now is in a fixed sign. So for 30 days it will be going through Leo, and on its journey it's going to create a right angle to Saturn. It's weak at this full moon, but if I just click forward, you'll see what happens day by day. So around the 27th, that red line has got really heavy, and that's when it's occurring. It's around the 27th, 28th. You can see that happening. So Saturn is all about reality. It does govern things like gravity and lead. It's heavy, it's dense, it's the material world that we all live in. So the Sun is asking us, the Sun brings consciousness into our lives, to face some reality checks. Now, we need to be accountable for everything we do. We are creating our reality, which is empowering because we can change it. It's up to us to do that. And the Sun, as I said in Leo, is creative. So coming up with some new answers. Working in a team with people is one way through. The tough choices, though, for some are going to be tough. The Grand Trine is still there. This energy is still of hope and of optimism. Notice also what's going to happen if you're good at watching the energies in this chart. Jupiter is moving to oppose Pluto at 9 Capricorn, and Mars has also been doing that. It's bringing into focus Uranus is squaring Pluto, and then there's Jupiter and Mars coming into the picture. Mars is personal. Mars is our own energy, our blood, our action, what action we take, and also assertiveness or aggression. So uprisings that we've seen in the world, people power, are increasing at this time. And we might see more of that occurring as August gets into full swing. All of us are being asked to change. It's as simple as that. Change our habits. So Mars Uranus, by the way, watch out for accidents. It's often symbolic of accidents when Mars makes a right angle to Uranus. So that is in the UK around the 31st, but a few days before and after it's still there. I don't talk much about Venus because Venus is a personal planet and it's all about relationship. But Venus is also creating, now she's in the sign of Virgo, creating an opposition to Chiron. So around this time, Venus, Chiron, could be wounds coming up, old wounds maybe, around love, around things that often Virgo dissects things, it analyses, it goes over things, it does govern our digestion. But wounds are here to be healed. They're not with us forever. We can change. But you might find, if you're tuned into that kind of energy, if it triggers something in your personal chart, that feelings have been coming up for you. And the Grand Trine does say the same thing. Change is on the cards. The fixed signs bring stubbornness, bring resistance to change. That is part of the problem that's happening in this month ahead, these few weeks ahead. But as we come up towards the new moon, that's the new moon, let's bring the moon into play. Here we are, grand new moon. So it would be the 6th/7th of August. We have that new moon in Leo. But notice how strong it now is to the nodes of the moon. That is what I would call karmic. I'll talk more about that in a separate video. But you can see that's exactly the time that Jupiter opposes Pluto. Jupiter is the law. Pluto is the underworld. It's the plutocracy, power. And we've just had Mars opposite that too. So, this is where things are deep-seated. It might be GM foods, it might be fracking, it might be, the uprising in the States about the case, the controversial case of a black man being killed. All these types of things are up now in the collective. And if you're sensitive, you might just feel that sense of unease around this time. However, always remember this Grand Trine is there for healing. That's its purpose. The planet Neptune is a healing planet. Saturn can bring us groundedness. And Jupiter always brings hope and optimism. It's always benefic. It doesn't actually do bad things to us at all. It's about recognizing the generosity and kindness that we are all one, especially in the sign of Cancer, to do with family, and that Leo is the warmth and generosity of the king. Thank you for listening. This is Pam, thehealingstars.com.